Well, welcome everybody. I'm glad to have you all here. I'm very excited for today. Really excited to be this opportunity to make our announcements today. But first, I want to first of all thank the members of the board, the State Board of Elections, Chairman Brink, Vice Chair O'Bannon, and Secretary LaCruz. I believe Chairman Brink is joining us today observing, and so I want to thank them for their support. Also like to thank, of course, the staff here at the department. I'd like to highlight again Karen Hoyt-Stewart, our voting systems coordinator, as well as Andrea Gaines, several liaisons, Keith Ballmer, Gary Ellis, Zakia Williams, and Mike Dixon, who is our host today and coordinating all of our WebEx stuff and all of these meetings. He's done an outstanding job dealing with a lot of last minute confusion caused mostly by me. So, but thanks, Mike, for all the work that you've done. I'd also really just hats off to the election officials out there around the Commonwealth. This was announced earlier this year that we were going to do this statewide audit. They have really stepped up. They have engaged in the process enthusiastically. They've done just incredible work to get all of this done in such a short amount of time. I think that we've seen a lot of excitement out there from the localities overall about the process and seeing how it works. And we've gained a lot of information and have certainly a lot of great ideas for how to continue to improve the process. But I think when I can say on all of their behalf that our goal is to affirm the integrity of Virginia's elections, and that's what this process set out to do. And I think that they have really embraced this process as part of the overall work that we're going to be doing to reaffirm the integrity of Virginia's elections. Also like to thank the public, the parties. Numerous people came out, they observed, they asked questions, and really helped us along with our process. And this works partially because it's such a great process that we go through, but also because the public's involved. Transparency is key when it comes to elections, and so we want to thank the public officials who are out there and all the folks who are out there observing the process. I'd also like to thank Ginny, Vander, Roest, and Monica Childers from VotingWorks for their incredible leadership, hard work. They have done this in a number of states and continue to work with us here in Virginia. It's been a great partnership, and I'm really glad to have been able to work with them over this entire process. So as a background, on February 16th, the Department of Elections officially kicked off our first ever statewide risk limiting audit. And on February 22nd, we rolled the dice to create the 20-digit random seed number that helped determine what ballots the localities would need to audit. Over this past week, these ballots were retrieved by the localities and tallied. The tally results were put into the audit software, and that brings us to where we are today, ready to hear the results. A statewide audit is so important. It is part of the process of creating that public trust and helping with the public perception of how elections are conducted here in the Commonwealth. While we, I believe, have a strong record of fair and free elections, I think everything we can do to reaffirm those perceptions is really important. And like I said earlier, to do this in a transparent way so that everybody can have confidence in the results of the elections is so critically important in today's day and age. We partnered with VotingWorks, as I mentioned, and this was a huge undertaking, and it was only because of their partnership were we able to provide these results. So I'm here happily to announce that the post-election audit, which looked at the contests of U.S. President and U.S. Senate, confirmed the results of the November election for these offices in Virginia. So with that, I'm going to turn it over to Ginny, who can explain a little bit more about the results, and want to thank her again for all that she's done. Ginny, take it away.
Yeah, sometimes finding that unmute button is hard. Thank you, Chris. It's my pleasure to be here today to help Virginia announce the results of their risk limiting audit. I have to stop and thank all of the Virginia localities for really embracing the importance of this new task. Many of you have conducted pilots at the local level, but standing this up statewide is not easy, and you all just did this fantastically. I have not supported a statewide audit that has gone as well as this one did. You didn't hesitate to ask questions. You thoroughly prepared yourselves for each task. I had a lot of those wonderful what if questions that, probably aren't likely to happen, but you were thinking it all through, and you were well prepared. And many of you are already thinking of what you can do to make it better next time. In any type of audit, we're going to learn a little bit about how we can do it better. I'm really looking forward to those discussions. But I know you're all waiting for the results. So we, as the state, chose a risk limit of 10%, meaning that at a minimum, we wanted a risk measurement of under 0.1. And our risk measurement for the presidential race was actually 0.000065117 and 0.000424172 for the Senate race. The risk measurement is the possibility that we may have missed something. With numbers like this, we can feel incredibly confident in the confirmation of the winners of these two races, that no tabulation errors could have changed the outcome. Just for a little bit of more data, if you're interested, for the presidential race, we pulled a sample size of 1,372 ballots. Biden was awarded 756 of those, 572 went to Trump, 25 to Jorgensen, and we even pulled randomly 8 write-in ballots for the office of president. And for the Senate, 990 ballots were sampled, 559 for Warner, 417 for Gade, and 1 write-in for the office of Senate. I'd encourage you all to look at all the data, the different samples from across the localities in the state. It's always fantastic information. It's always fairly representative of what you would expect in each jurisdiction. But really, great job, Virginia. You hit every deadline. You verified your outcomes for both the presidential and Senate races, and you're really you're securing your elections, and that is just fantastic work. It's been a real pleasure to work with all of you.
Ginny, thank you so much. We look forward to posting some of the information that we garnered from the audit later today. And then, of course, a report will be, as required by law, provided to the State Board of Elections at their meeting on March 31st. But really, hats off to you. And I just want to underline what you said about our just amazing election officials here in Virginia. If there's one thing I know very well, it's that they are excellent question askers. We get a lot of great questions from them. And what you said about the what ifs, I think that at the end of the day is what we need to remind the general public about what we do. Election officials are master contingency planners. If there's one thing an election official knows how to do, it's to say, what if this happens? And sometimes that what if is as crazy sounding as aliens attacking at 11 a.m. on election day. What would we do then? But I promise you, there's an election official out there that has a plan for how to handle that situation. And that's exactly what this audit has helped to prove. Election officials were faced in 2020 with unprecedented circumstances here in Virginia and across the country. And they stepped up to the challenge. Changes to the process, but also just health challenges, personal struggles that they were all dealing with. And yet they all came together and held an incredibly successful election. In fact, we've called it the most successful election in the history of Virginia. And so I am proud to have heard these results. I'm proud to have worked with each and every one of you out there. And I hope you all can take a moment to pat yourselves on the back for a job well done, for this confirms the hard work that you did in 2020. And so I thank everybody for being here today. And I look forward to future audits and continuing as we continue to make elections in Virginia the crown jewel of elections in the country. Everybody have a great day. We look forward to seeing you again real soon. Bye-bye, everyone.